The strongest prison bars are the ones in our head. I should know because I spent 8 months behind bars as a prisoner. Hi, I'm Trish Jenkins. I'm a wife, a mother, a businesswoman, and someone who has been imprisoned. And that came about because I was working for a fellow who ran a managed fund. What I didn't know is that he was stealing investors' money, and I ended up in breach of the Corporations Act. Caught up in the drama of it all. But anyway, that's that, and I paid a price for my poor judgment. But you know, everybody goes through things. You don't have to go to jail to feel like you're in a place of restriction and unhappiness and anxiety and depression. There's all sorts of things. But what I would like to encourage you with is some of the things that I learned from that. And I tell you what, adversity really clarifies your priorities. And you find when you're stripped of everything and you've lost all of your money and your home and everything, as I had, it's the people that you love that matter. And I knew I had to go through this. I had 3 little girls, I have a husband and 3 little girls. Chelsea was 10 and our twins, Felicity and Olivia, were 7 at the time of my incarceration. And I knew that this was not just about me. This was going to affect my whole family and my extended family and friends and so on, but particularly my children. And I had to go through it in a way that would model for them how to do adversity. Tough gig, tough lesson, but it was a great motivation. So if some of the things that helped me might help you, then this video will be worth it. There are a number of things that helped, and one of them was to pull back and reassess priorities, which we've just touched on. Reassess what really, really matters. There's no use having a hissy fit over something temporal and using up all your cortisol and getting all worked up over things that are just not going to matter. Prioritizing your relationships, the people that you love, that you don't take it out on them. So important to if you have to go for a drive and have a scream, as I did, then do that. Prayer, obviously. I say obviously, for me it's obvious that intimate time with God. Now for me, I'm a Christian, that involves Jesus. It's about the presence of the Holy Spirit. I don't know what yours is, but I would invite you to find out, to explore whether yours is working for you. If not, check mine out, because I tell you what, when Holy Spirit shows up, you know it. There is a peace that passes all understanding. Now in that, I had a sense of purpose. So at first it was like, God, this isn't supposed to happen to a good person who's a giver. But then I had to look at what God could do with it. And whether you're a believer or not, you can think of what can be done with this. Where is the good? Where are the lessons? And where is the good? And I've got to tell you, some of it was that I saw people completely differently. I was surrounded by really, really rough, broken people, really broken, and they did not behave well. Not like normal society, certainly not like church. But I chose to see them. I had no choice. I couldn't avoid them. But fortunately, I chose to see past the exterior to the person inside, to the person who was crying out to be recognised as someone who matters and someone worthy of love. And it's not always easy, but when I was able to do that and connect with them, I built some beautiful friendships that were a source of encouragement to me. And that experience turned my heart inside out. And I discovered that by being I already knew it, but what I was living out in a deeper way is that when you encourage someone else, when you care for and encourage somebody else, it takes your mind off your own stuff and it actually encourages you. Because while you do need to take care of you, we can't be so focused on ourselves that we lose, that whatever we focus on becomes bigger in our mind, so our problems will actually get bigger. When you can focus on the people around you and loving them and being kind to them, it settles you on the inside. I'm not saying you be a slave or that you work yourself to the bone for other people. It's not that. It's being aware of the bigger picture, that there's other people around you, particularly the little people around you, the children, or if you don't have children, there are people who are following your journey and seeing your example of how you go through it. So find ways to go through it. There are books, there's all sorts of help. So I went through that journey and I recorded everything. I wrote everything out, and the things that I'd learned and the things that I was sharing. And I discovered when I came home that there were people who were interested in the lessons I could bring. And so I plucked up my courage, because it's a shameful thing to share something so awful. But it turns out my message is more important than my pride. So if I bring a lesson of encouragement to a group, or in the business world, it might be about fraud warning signals, what I wished I'd known. And I've got 2 books out on that, and I've got a book from my prison journey that I share. And now as a professional speaker, this is what I do for a living, is to encourage people. What can you bring from what you've been through to be an encouragement to other people? Because that's where the treasure is. Treasure is found in dark places. It's not just lying on the ground. So what you have, what you've been through your whole life, you matter, and what you have inside you matters to other people. There's gold there that is going to make a difference to other people's lives. So don't hide it. Bring it out. Share what you have, because the world around you needs it. I need it. And it'll do you the world of good to be someone who can bring that and share that treasure. So I hope this has been an encouragement to you. You can find me online. I'm Trish Jenkins. I'm an Aussie down here in Brisbane, Australia, and I'd love to connect with you. So find me online and connect with me. All right, bless you heaps.